These last couple of games, he's doing wonders. Even the coach Ben Yusuf is talking about him. He's solid. He's doing. I think of all the players in our team, he's doing the basics right in his position. He's starting to perfect the basics in his position. If we could get other players to get the basics right in their position, especially in attack, we'd be so much further. What's the word, people? It's your boy Letzi Litolo. You're watching another episode of The Biased Reporter, and today we're previewing the game between Kaizer Chiefs and Stellenbosch FC, taking place in Cape Town tomorrow at the DHL Stadium. Listen, both teams are not in the best of form. Kaizer Chiefs are trying to stick with the pack in the top four. Stellenbosch are in the bottom. They're in the relegation zone. Look, when we look at Chiefs, for me, the only problem is taking your chances. It's very simple. We're performing in a cup whereby we have won it the most times. We've won it 13 times. And actually, Chiefs has won it back-to-back a minimum of 4 times. So this is our cup, people, based on history. I would love for us to keep it going. If we don't perform well in the league, can we at least win a cup? Because it would be a real shame if Valley this season, after all we've done, we win nothing. I want us to win something, guys. Let's start with the Carling Cup. Listen, we're playing Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, it's tough. It's tough for Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch have played 9 games, scored 3 goals, conceded 8. These guys are constantly changing their formation. At first, I thought it was flexibility and being able to read the game, but it's not bringing results. They never have possession. So and only 2 games this season have they had possession more than the opponents, and they still didn't win. So when they have possession, they don't win. When they hang back, they concede goals. They operate on the counter-attack mostly. When they counter-attack, they don't score enough. They've scored 3 goals this season, all scored by one player, Mr. Peely himself. So I don't know if this changing of formation by Barker is confusing the players, because there's no consistency in terms of getting comfortable as to where you want to play. Cupido sometimes on the right, sometimes he's a striker. Titus is on the left sometimes he's on the right. It's all over the joint. The only consistency is the central defensive midfielder. That's the only consistency, and maybe the keeper, and maybe God's will in defense. So look, Chiefs has no excuse. I've given you so many reasons why we should be beating these guys. We've won it the most. We're higher than them in the table. We create more opportunities. We've scored more goals. We've conceded less. They're constantly changing formation. There's no stability. Just as players start to get to know each other on the field, somebody else comes in the next game. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So Stellenbosch this season needs to take a good look at themselves before it gets deep, because they're sitting in a place where nobody wants to be sitting at. I consider Stellenbosch a very good team. We played them early. It was our first game this season. We got a draw. I lie. We won. We beat them 2-0. However, we must notice that we didn't score any goals in open play. Kaizer Chiefs did not score any goals in open play. We scored a free kick and we scored a penalty. And they were very impressive in terms of they went a man down and they still managed to hold their shape. I was like, how are these guys doing this? It was like magic to me. How are these guys doing this with 10 men? The way they could press us. We were struggling to get the ball out from the back against 10 men. And that's when I was like, wow, what's going to happen when we play these guys again and everybody is equal? No manga. Everybody is equal. What's going to happen? I guess we're going to find out tomorrow, innit? Listen, Chiefs, if we're going to start, let's look at Chiefs' starting lineup. The players I want to see. Nothing will change much from the last game. We are playing well, guys. It's just the finishing. It's just the finishing. So in the goalkeeper, I'll have Peterson. Solid. I like him. He talks. We've spoken about this. On the right back, if he's fit, I put on Solomons. Left back, Cross. Keep it simple. Next to him, I'd put Miguel. Next to him, I'd put Quinika. Ox is doing wonders these last couple of games. He's doing wonders. Even the coach Ben Youssef is talking about him. He's solid. He's doing. I think of all the players in our team, he's doing the basics right in his position. He's starting to perfect the basics in his position. If we could get other players to get the basics right in their position, especially in attack, would be so much further. Next to Mtatwa, I'd put Yo, what do we do now? Is it Cele? Is it Ndlovu? Is it Ngobo? I don't know, man. I'll play Ngobo again. Nah, I'll try Cele. Let me try Cele this game. So Mtatwa and Cele will play with each other. Number 10, I'll put Chabalala. I seriously want to see Ethan Chislett start. I seriously want him to start. I saw him warming up in the last game, and I was like, okay, he's going to get a chance. He didn't. I was like, why? Why don't we give him a chance and see what will happen? You know, on the left, I'll put Moody again. He impressed me last time. It's not his fault. He did his best. Mayo took a goal off him. You can say greediness, but we forgive Mayo. We won't focus too much on the past. The best way to come back or bounce back once you've made a mistake as a striker is to score goals. So if Mayo can score a goal, he'll keep us quiet and we'll forget all about it, right? Lelepo on the right. Lelepo had a game whereby the last game the fans didn't want him on, man. The fans, you have to play really badly for the fans because for the most part we're chilled. Kaizer Chiefs fans, if not South African fans, were chilled compared to overseas. It's rare for us to have riots and burn down stadiums. It happens, but it's rare. So once the fans decide this is what needs to happen, you know that the player is in a dark place. But I hope in training the coaches worked on a couple of things whereby we can improve in attack, whereby we can decide who the set piece taker is. You understand? Who takes our corners? Who takes our penalties? What to do in the final third? How to distribute the ball in the final third, because it's just the last phase for us. We're doing everything. When to be selfish and shoot. When not to be selfish, look around and release the ball. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the small things for us. If we lose the ball in transition, are we fragile in defense and the defensive midfielders, or are we stable? The one thing I love to see that if we lose the ball, if we are countering and we lose the ball in midfield, how stable or fragile are we when the other team counters? Because these guys, Stellenbosch are a counter-attacking team. Will we be ready? Yes, they haven't scored too many goals going forward. They do let goals in, but they do get shots off. It's just that most of them are not on target. So, that said, Lepo on the right, as I mentioned, and the striker, I'll put Mayo. Obviously, we hope these players do well. And if things don't, we've got the second half, we've got substitutes that can come on, we've got Serino that can come on. We've got people who can come in for midfielders if they're not okay. So, look, we've got no excuses tomorrow. We have to win this game. I'm sure Stellenbosch would want to get some revenge on us, but I think this is all Kaizer Chiefs. If I'm going to have to make a prediction, I'm going to predict 3-1. 3-1 to Kaizer Chiefs. This is our game. This is our cup. Mazisha. Hey, I've been Let's Solo. You've been watching the Bias Reporter. And until we meet again, salute.